We respect and honour all Indigenous people from the lands we reach out to during this event. We acknowledge their stories, traditions and living cultures. We acknowledge them as the first educators and the first creatives, and we commit to building a brighter future together.
Hi folks, it's Rob the Robot here from the Adobe Education team. Welcome to a Student Creativity Challenge from Adobe. If you haven't already, please access Adobe Express on a browser via express.adobe.com or via the Adobe Express iPad or Android app and log in via your school email to get full premium access. Here's your teachers for this session, Dr. Tim Kitchen and Abby Nelson.
Welcome to this Student Creativity Challenge focused on making digital portfolios with Adobe Express. Hi, Abby.
Hi, Tim, and welcome to everyone who's with us live and to those who are watching the recording on demand. We have about 1,020 students registered for this session from 17 different schools.
So a very, very warm welcome, especially those of you who have joined us live at the moment, which is great. Look, if you're a teacher watching this and you haven't registered your class in the past, please do so for future lessons just like this via, and have a look at the link down below. It is adobe.ly/student-creativity-challenges.
Yes, and note that there is nothing you need to download to get started. Just open up your favorite browser and type express.adobe.com/sp into the address bar and log in via the students or the teacher section if you're a teacher. Make sure you log into your school account in order to get full premium version with all the images and template assets, as well as the extra storage. Tim, can you please explain why the -SP is needed at the moment?
Now, the SP is there because at the moment we're transitioning between the current version of Adobe Express into a brand new reimagined version of Adobe Express, which is amazing. We've had a look. The beta's been available for a while. I've been playing with it for a while, and it's just getting better and better every time I get a chance to play with it. But because most schools don't get access to the public beta version, you do need to type in /SP, and then you'll get into the current version. And then eventually that'll just default to the brand new version. Now, those of you who are on iPads or tablet devices, if you're on an iPad, some of you might already have the Spark Page app on your iPad. Now, that's very similar to what we're going to be working with today, and feel free to use that app. But if you're looking to download it, don't bother trying. We've actually taken it off the App Store as part of our transition into the new Adobe Express, the new reimagined Adobe Express. So if you're using an iPad or a tablet device, please just go to the browser, Safari or whatever, or Google Chrome, and then log in through the browser. Now, Abby, can you show us and remind us exactly how to do that?
Absolutely. So super easy to do. What I did is, again, I typed into the address bar express.adobe.com/sp, and it's brought me to this screen. You'll see there are the options to select teacher or student. You should do that. Obviously, if you're a student, select student, and if you're a teacher, select teacher. Use your school email address to log in. Mine looks a little bit different because I'm not a student or a teacher in a school. So just follow the links when you're clicking on teacher or student, and it should take you through to where you need to go.
Thanks, Abby. And it's really important to log in with your student account because that'll give you full access to the premium version of Adobe Express. If you log in with, say, a Facebook, an Apple, or even an Adobe ID, then you're only going to get the free version, which isn't anywhere near as good as the full premium version that you get through your school account. But also you have to be over 13 to have a Google, Facebook, or Apple, or an Adobe ID. So stick with the school account. It's so much more beneficial in so many different ways. All right, now just to remind you guys, if we are going a little bit too fast for you, we're streaming this. You have the power, you have the control. So just feel free to press pause at any point in time, make sure everyone's caught up, and then play, and you can control the speed. Even if you're watching it live, you can still manage the speed. Now, the theme for this session is about building digital portfolios.
We're going to have a quick look at a clip from Tim explaining what digital portfolios are.
A digital portfolio is a collection of digital artifacts that demonstrate students' skills, achievements, and experiences. Portfolio artifacts could be text documents, images, videos, animations, audio recordings, and other types of digital content. All right, we're going to start building an image-based artifact using the desktop publishing side of Adobe Express. And Abby, because a digital portfolio requires different types of artifacts, we're going to create a little infographic. We're going to do it in just a few minutes, a really quick, so we've got an artifact that we can actually put into our portfolio. So the artifact that I want you to create for us is an infographic that explains the distance between the planet Earth and the sun.
And I'll show you guys how to do that. So we're in our Adobe Express dashboard, and we can see there are lots of different options available to us. Let's not go into too much depth of those options now, but rather get started straight away creating what it is we want to create. So I want to create an image infographic that explains how far away planet Earth is from the sun. So I'm going to type into templates up the top, sun infographic. Let's see what pops up so we can get started straight away. Loading, loading, loading. We can see that there are lots of options that already pop up for us now. Not all of these are perfect for what I want to create, so I might just change up my prompt a little bit, and I'm going to type in sun facts, and we'll see what comes up for me to work with. Great, these ones are a little bit more what I'm looking for. So I need to find one that will suit what I am looking for, and then I can get started in creating straight away. So I'm going to select this one here because I really like the colors that are in there. But good news is I could always change the colors anyway if I liked some different colors or wanted to transform it. So you see the template pop up straight away, and you can automatically start changing things around so that it suits you and what you're wishing to create. So to change the text, I simply select the text, and you'll see on the right side of the screen the edit text box that comes up. In here, we can start changing around the text so that it suits our needs. In here, I've changed it to the fact planet Earth is about 150 million kilometers from the sun. That's the fact I really want to show in my infographic. I can see this text down here, don't really need that, so I can just select it and then delete it. What I can also do is I can start changing around the graphics that are within my creation. So stars are good, but really I probably want to replace these with some suns. So I can delete those shapes, and I'll show you how to add in some new shapes. So on the left side of the screen,
the sun is a star, of course. So, you know, they were pretty relevant.
True, but it's not really my creative vision, you know. I really want to be really specific, but absolutely very good. Were you a science teacher too? Oh my goodness. Shapes, we can select there on the left side, and I can search in, just as simple as that, sun. And let's see what comes up. Great. So many different shapes. 32,469 shapes to be exact. So you've got no worries in terms of having options available to you. I like this one, so I simply just select it, and then it will insert onto my creation. You can see the sun's popped up now, but I really want to edit this and change it to what I'd like it to be. So I can change the color according to what I think would look really nice. I do like the pink, but I'm thinking maybe more of an orange. So just like you would in any other program, you can change around the color to make it so how you like it, and you can change it to what you want it to be. I don't want to be too particular because you guys are watching, and I know that time is of the essence, but yeah, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go for like sort of a purpley color. Beautiful. Awesome. So I can then, after choosing what color I want it to be, is I can change it around and I can place it where I'd like to place it on the page. Of course, I can also change the colors of everything else that's on my infographic, including the text. So that's really exciting, and you can really make it exactly how you'd like it to be. I feel like it's not really making sense having it as pink, so I'm going to change it to blue, and then the ground. Yeah, you know what? I like that. I like the idea that the yellow is the ground and the blue is the sky. What else can we do to add into our infographic? What we can do is we can go again to the left side of the screen and we can select photos. Here you'll find a range of different Adobe stock photos that you should feel free to use in any of your creations. There are literally millions of these photos, so you might want to be a little bit more specific around what you're looking for. Again, I'm going to write in sun and see what comes up for me to use in my infographic. Lots of options there. Going back to the idea that the sun's a star, literally it is. Look at that on fire star/sun. But let me find one that I think will be suitable for what I want to create. You know what? I'm going to go for, oh, that one's a bit funny, isn't it? There's so many options, Tim. Which one would you pick? I don't know.
Oh, I don't mind. And just to remind folks, the next lesson that we do together is actually going to be more in depth about infographics and how to build them. So if we're going too quick here, we're just giving you the basics, and you can join us for our next lesson. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
For sure. So you can, I picked this one for the sky, and I'm going to put it bigger. What I'm going to do is I am going to change where it sits on the page so that it sits in the background. And this is one of the last things I'll show you quickly, just in creating a graphic, but you can select the photo, you can go to layers, and you can change where it sits on the page. And you know what? I want to send it right to the back. Whoops, that was a little bit too far. So I want to bring it forward again to change up my infographic completely and even change the background. You can use images to do that. All right, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I think if I had a bit more time, I made some different changes. But now I need to think about exporting it so that I can use it in my digital portfolio. It's a square, and I wanted it to be a square, but if I had accidentally created it in a different shape that I didn't mean to, I can select resize on the right side of the screen, and I can change the size to suit what I'd like to suit. Note I had some options there that you don't have. Don't worry, you'll have different options. Just find the one that works for you. Once you've sized it to how you'd like it to be, when you export it, you can go to the right, you can select download, and you can download this one as a JPEG file, which is of course an image file. So I've just downloaded that one now, and yeah, I'll pass back to Tim for the next part of the session.
And of course, we'll go through a lot more detail about the difference between PNG and JPEG, and which file types you choose in the future in our next lesson, which is going to be focused on creating infographics. But while you were building that artifact, I actually found a great clip on YouTube that explains the rotation of the Earth, and I emailed it to you. So now what you've got, Abby, is you've got a poster artifact, and you've got a YouTube clip, the link or the address to a YouTube clip as two different artifacts. Now, of course, when you're building your own digital portfolios, you're not going to be grabbing images or clips from YouTube or images from Google Images. The digital portfolios are all about what you're creating yourself and you're building. So let's assume that that clip on YouTube is actually something that you've created. So it's a video artifact that you're going to bring into your digital portfolio. There are generally three types of portfolios used in education: a presentation portfolio, a learning portfolio, and an assessment portfolio. It's also common to have a portfolio that incorporates aspects of all three types. A presentation or showcase style portfolio is generally a collection of the best work a student has done in a particular subject area or unit of work. A typical audience for this type of portfolio includes teachers, parents, fellow students, and potential employers. A learning portfolio is usually created during a unit of work to help document the learning process. It's not a collection of the best student work, more a set of developing artifacts and reflections that demonstrate progress over time. An assessment portfolio is generally based on the criteria set by a teacher and provides evidence that the students have met the required aspects of the course. So, Abby, can you show us how to actually get started with a digital portfolio on Adobe Express?
Yes, absolutely. So you're coming back onto my screen now, and you can see my infographic from before. You'll see I did a little sneaky delete of that shape that was there, but that's just because I couldn't hold back while I was watching the clip just then. But to make the portfolio, what we need to do is we need to go back to the dashboard. Notice that my creation has automatically saved, but all good because I've also downloaded that JPEG file. To go back to the dashboard, you select the rainbow A on the left top side of the screen. Just select that and it'll take you back into the dashboard which will take you back to where you need to be to create the digital portfolio. To get started with that, what we need to do is we need to select the purple X again on the left side of the screen and scroll down and select web page. It says web page, but we can use it to create a digital portfolio. I'll pause there just so everyone can catch up. Remember, so go into that purple cross, web page, and yeah, it should open up a brand new project, all that you can start creating in.
Abby, I might just interrupt you there for a second, because you've logged in as a teacher or a student, you've also got a portfolio button. We don't have it because we haven't logged in as a student or a teacher. But if you go to the portfolio button instead of the web page, it's the same experience that we're about to show you. But just thought I'd let you know there is a portfolio option there that you could work with.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Tim. So yeah, same thing, but we can just move forward in the same way. So once it's opened up, you'll see that there are options available to you straight away to get creating your portfolio. So add a title. Let's just use my name, for example. And I can also add a subtitle about maybe what my portfolio is about. So my portfolio in this case is about the sun's distance from Earth. Well, really, it should be a capital letter. We'll just have one excuse for one time. And once I've put in that text, I can start adding even a background image that I'd like to have in my portfolio. So sticking with the theme of today, I'm going to search in sunshine. And what I can do is I can then find an image that suits, and I can select it straight away, and it can add as the background of my text. In case I did that a little bit fast, what you just need to do is just select on where it is that you want the photo to go, and then it should load up. Moving down, we can start adding in other elements to our portfolio. So what
Abby,
this means...
I might interrupt you there for a second too. If you click on the title, click on the picture anywhere in that title, just anywhere in the title there.
Yeah.
Just click once. Yeah, clicking. Maybe click on the actual title itself, on your name. Because sometimes people like having a short banner type title rather than a whole page title. So yeah, you can see where it says short cover as an option.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That is an option available to you. So yeah, feel free to play around, everyone that's watching this. There's lots of different options. You can have a big page one, or you can, of course, make it shorter. And you can also change the focal point. So what it will look like if you're on a device that maybe isn't a computer. So feel free to go ahead and try out all of these different options.
Abby, what happens if you're not then happy with the text or the style or the font because your image is clashing? Yours isn't at the moment. Let's say you had a really white picture and a white text. How do you change the themes? How do you change the
the themes? Yeah, of course. Yeah, skipping ahead, Tim. Love it. So what we do is we can go up to the right-hand corner where it says themes, and we can select some themes. Mine look a little bit different because I've got some of my work ones in here. But if you scroll down, you'll see that there are all these different themes that you might like to use for your work. So perhaps you're doing a fairy tales unit and you're creating a portfolio and all the amazing poetry you write for that unit, whatever it may be, this one might be more appropriate. Going down, you can see all the different options that are available to you, and you can use them by just selecting them, and they'll apply to your portfolio. So really, really quick and easy to use. And you can, of course, move them around even once you have content in your portfolio. It won't get rid of anything. It'll just change that look and feel. So yeah, those are the different options.
As you start adding more content to the digital portfolio, just show us all the different buttons, all the different ways of adding different sorts of content into your portfolio.
Yeah, for sure. So once we've got a title and our subtitle, we can also add that image like I showed you before, but we can add more content underneath. So if we'd like, we can add buttons. And what a button is you could link someone out to a different website or a different fact page. So for instance, you might, Google sun facts here. And you could add in a link that would take anyone that accesses your portfolio straight to Google. You can choose where it aligns on the page, left, middle, or right. I'll go middle for this one, and it will add that straight into your portfolio. You can also add in more images and more text and set it up on the page just how you like it. To do that, you can select split layout, for example, and that will allow you to add text in on this side, So maybe some facts about the sun. You can add all different things in here, and you can change, of course, how you want it to look in terms of the title, the shape, the size, the boldness, where it sits on the page. And what we can do here then is we can add our image that we created earlier. So of course I made that sun infographic and I downloaded it as a JPEG. I select add image and I can go to upload image. It's in my downloads. I downloaded it as sun infographic. So let me just find it. And then I can upload it into my image here, into my portfolio.
Really cool.
Sorry. Oh,
So Abby,
give me a second.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Abby, notice that she's in the split layout, so automatically there's a button there that says add your image. But if you wanted to add your image outside of the split layout, then when you click that magic plus symbol, and those plus buttons appear before and after every bit of content that's created, you can then go to the photos button and then add your photo that way. So it's not necessarily just in a split layout. That's looking good.
I'll just show a few more functions and then we'll go forward and move forward with the session. So we have looked at buttons, we've looked at text, we've looked at split layout. Of course, we can also embed videos. And this is where maybe we could add in a YouTube clip like the one that Tim emailed to me to add into our presentation. Just pop the link in here. And then, I can embed a video clip straight into my portfolio for anyone that's looking at my portfolio to view.
Now, of course, Abby, a lot of schools block YouTube for students, so you wouldn't be necessarily using YouTube. Vimeo is another option that some schools don't block, some block both of them. But if you create the video within the Adobe Express environment and export it and share it out and have a link, you could actually embed your own video into your digital portfolio. And that's well worth looking at. We're going to be doing a session just like this on how to create really cool videos with Adobe Express once the new versions come through, because it's just amazing, all the new features. I'm going to give you a little taster of that in a few minutes.
Digital portfolios can be a great tool for reflecting on what has been learned over time. They can also be a nice tool for gathering and revising important content prior to a test or exam. Digital portfolios help teachers get to know their students better and how they prefer to learn. And because digital portfolios incorporate a range of digital media, they're a great way for students to learn modern presentation skills such as video editing, image manipulation, and podcasting, all skills that will help them in the future.
So I think that is about it for now in terms of all the different functions that I wanted to show you. I will also just show you how to share your work, of course. So when we want to share our work, what we need to do is we can first preview what it looks like to check and, fine tune what it looks like and check it's how we like it. So I can see that this is being created in a way that I like, or maybe I don't like perfectly right now, but for the case of this, it is. You can see it's all there, and then I can think about sharing my work, whether that be with my teacher or maybe a parent or whoever it may be. To do that, we need to select share, and we'll come up with the options here that you'll see to publish and share link. If you select this here, publish and share link, it'll take you through to this page. We don't need to apply a category or an author because we don't want our work to be searchable. This is really important that we make it not searchable, but we can add in a title that is maybe our name, or maybe it is just the project. Facts about the sun.
One little bit of advice, folks, is for students, I recommend you don't put your surname in anything, even though it's not searchable, just to be extra safe, because you are dealing online here, and we're always very conscious of your online footprint. So just a first name, maybe initial of your surname. Avoid putting your full name into it, even though it's perfectly safe, as long as you don't pick categories and author attributions.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Or just name the project, right? To be super duper safe. So create link once you've done that, and it'll take a little bit of time, but it will create a link that you'll then be able to share with whoever you'd like in your school or in your home to look at your work and the amazing portfolio that you've created.
That is so cool, Abby, and I'm glad you showed that, because I'm about to tell people what their challenge is, and they'll have to do exactly what you've just shared. One thing for teachers, when you do click that share option, there is a way of printing out a digital portfolio as a PDF. So if you go to the print option, I think that's only available in Chrome, I could be wrong there. Edge might have it. I know Firefox doesn't have it, and Safari doesn't have it as a feature. But if you go to share where Abby's going now, and then print, you'll get the option of printing it as a PDF. Now that's important for some teachers who want students' work to be date stamped, so they don't make changes to the work after the submission date. So that's just a little tip for the teachers out there. Okay, Abby, thank you so much. Now that you've actually built, or you're building a digital portfolio, or at least you know the basic mechanics of it, we have a challenge for you. So let's have a look at our challenge slide. Here we go. So we'd like you to build a short digital portfolio. It can be the one you've just started now, if you like, that relates to any unit of work that you're currently doing in any subject area. But it must include at least 3 different artifacts. So it could be a poster, an infographic, a photo, a podcast, a video. You choose. It's got to have 3 different types of artifacts in it, as well as some text that explains how the artifacts relate to the particular unit of work.
Yes, and the first 20 submissions that meet this criteria that's on the screen now, and Tim just explained, will get some prizes. Tim, do you have the prizes with you to show?
You know what? I do. They're in my magic bag. I just happen to have here on the floor. I'm just going to get my special prize pouch. And let's see what we've got. Oh, lots of options here. Certainly we've got styluses. So we've got the amazing Adobe pen stylus. And I'm hoping I've got one of the magical stickers. Oh, here we go. These are so cool. It's like 8 stickers in one, and they're really amazing. So they're the prizes we've got for the first 20 submissions. So those of you who are watching with us live, or those of you who are watching the recording of this soon after we go live, you've got a huge advantage over everybody else, which is really exciting. Now, to submit your portfolio for a potential prize, you will need to share your portfolio and create that link. Now, Abby's already shown you how to do that, but once you've got that link, then there's a special site you need to go to submit your challenge. It's adobe.ly/student-challenge-submissions23. Now it's a long one, but that's the link you go to submit your work to potentially get a prize. adobe.ly/student-challenge-submissions23.
We have something really, really exciting to show everyone, and that is the new version of Adobe Express. It's coming up really, really soon. We can't tell you an exact date, but it will be replacing the current version. Don't worry, nothing to be scared of. It's going to be amazing. And Tim, I was just wondering if you could give everyone a sneak peek. Is that possible?
Absolutely. I'm just going to stop sharing your screen. I'm going to share my screen. We'll get Jerry to share my screen in a second, but I just want to let you know that I am so excited. This is a really exciting time to be using Adobe products, especially with the new Adobe Firefly generative AI tool that's being integrated into a number of Adobe's Creative Cloud tools. Now, I know that at schools, it's gradually going to become available to you. You may not get it straight away. You will get the new reimagined Adobe Express fairly soon. It won't straight away have the amazing generative AI features, but they will come. So what I'm about to show you is how we're including Firefly, which is our generative AI tool, into Adobe Express. Now, some of you are probably thinking, what's Firefly? I haven't heard of Firefly. Someone described it to me the other day as Chat GPT for images. Think about that. You can describe any image that you want to and let the AI do its magic. So let's have a look. If I'm going to share, Jerry, if you can bring my screen up on, this is what the new Adobe Express actually is going to be looking like. Up top left-hand corner, you can see the little magic plus symbol, just like we had with the original version of Adobe Express. Now, as we scroll down to the new Adobe Express, we've got this section here called text to image. Now, you won't have it straight away when the new version comes out, but it will come to K-12 at some point. Now, Abby, I'm going to get you to help me here.
Yeah.
Do you like puppy dogs, Abby?
Oh, I do. I have a very big dog, so he's a big black and white dog.
All right. I'm going to describe, we're going to create an image. Let's create an image that's related to something very special that happened last night when the Matildas, the Australian women's soccer team, made their way into the quarterfinals, yeah, which is where they're at now, which is rather exciting. So we're going to create a puppy dog that is playing soccer. I want you to help me with this. I'm going to type in a puppy. What should the puppy be wearing?
Oh, well, surely like a soccer outfit, like a football outfit.
What color?
Yellow.
Yellow for Matilda's. Wearing
Yes.
a yellow, say a yellow top, puppy wearing a yellow top playing soccer. A puppy wearing a yellow top playing soccer. As I click generate, any second now we'll see our picture that is there we go. Oh, looking good. Very, very cute. Isn't that cool? Where you can
That
see
is so
the
cute.
puppy. And what's happened here, folks, is actually referring to a whole lot of images that are already on Adobe stock. Images that are royalty free, that you do have license to use, and it's training those images to create the image that you've described. So it would be an image of a puppy. It might be a couple of puppies that are put together there. An image of a yellow top, a soccer ball, maybe a soccer field, all merging together to create this fantastic image. And what we're going to do now is notice there's 4 options that I could be working with. I'm going to stick with this one for the moment just for the sake of time, but if I wasn't happy, I could choose one of these other options, or I could load more options. I could even go up to the photo button, change the content type from none to photo to get a more realistic view if I wanted to. But just for the sake of time, I'm going to keep it like this. Now, what I'm thinking now is I'll actually want to turn this into a video. So I'm going to go up to the top left-hand corner and click the resize button. And I'm going to resize this square, it's almost a square type image, into a YouTube video resolution. Be 1920 by 1080. So I'm going to click resize. And so that makes my artboard more like a landscape type video experience. And then I'm going to move this puppy. I might just move him over to the right using the rule of thirds. And that gives me some nice space on the left-hand side to add some titles for our video. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to get the title Go Matildas. That'll be my opening title for this little video. So this is where we can bring in some more artificial intelligence. I'm going to go to the text tool. I'm going to click on T for text, add my text, and the words add your new text will appear. I'm going to type in Go Matildas. There we go. All right. So I'm going to move my title. And I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. It's going to the little handles on the corner. Now this is where it gets really exciting, because now that I've got some text there, I've got lots of different options here to change the font and the color and have all sorts of fun with it. But as I scroll down on the left-hand side, I do have this option here called text effects, which is another form of Fireflies, another form of generative AI that we can bring in. So if I click on this, now I'm really going to test the delay. We'll see how it goes. I'm thinking little soccer balls is what I'm thinking. What about you, Abby? Like to make the text look like little soccer balls? Does that work for you?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love that idea.
All right, I'm just typing in soccer balls and then generate. Here we go. We're starting to see the soccer balls start to appear. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, okay. I'm not going to risk putting any more text in. We're just going to play with these 2 elements here. What I want first is I want this picture to maybe fly in from the right into the page. So when I click on the picture, scroll down, and I've got the animation effects. I can click on animation, choose the in option, and then have a look as I scroll, as I hover over these different animation effects, you get a preview. Here we go, they're coming up now. I'll choose a slide, and I want the slide to come in from the right, and I want it to take about a second to come in, so that'll do, it's close enough. When it's in there, I actually want it to animate as well, so I'm going to click on the looping animation option and maybe choose the breathing option, so it is actually animating while it's still part of that particular scene in the video. And then if I want it to slide back out again, I click the out button, and I can choose any one of these. I'll let it spin out. Let's say I'll choose spin, Let's see if it'll spin out into the right direction. So I'm pretty happy with what I've just chosen. Now I think we've got to do one more thing here. I want to bring some music into this video because, you know, videos need music. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to click the media button, and we can search not just for images like we've been showing you earlier. We can go up to audio and we can search videos. We can search audio. I'm going to search for just some happy music. There's already a happy song here. If I hit the play button, I'll get a preview of what that happy music sounds like. And that'll do for the sake of time. I'm going to click on the tile now instead of the play button. By clicking on the tile, it brings the music into the timeline. And I'm thinking the word Go Matildas should appear. So if I click on there and show the layering timing, I want the Matildas to appear about halfway through that. So I can control exactly when I want Go Matildas to appear. Go Matildas should come in about now. And I could animate Go Matildas as well. So you get the sense this is a really lovely way of creating some video content for a digital portfolio. And of course, this is all coming with the new reimagined Adobe Express, and you can go and share it. You can download it as a video. It's so, so exciting. And I'm really looking forward to when everyone gets access to the new Adobe Express. What do you think of that, Abby?
It was awesome. And just to let everyone know, while we're almost at time, there are more tutorials about Adobe Express found at adobe.ly/express-APAC. So this site provides a lot of helpful video tutorials, and it will also give you a lot of PDF one-page guides that you can use.
And let's talk about the next session. So the next Student Creativity Challenge is on making infographics, as we mentioned earlier. And it'll be going live to air on Tuesday, the 12th of September, 2 p.m. to 2:45 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Of course, available on demand as soon as it's recorded. Those of you who've registered, we'll keep you updated on that because it's possible we might end up changing that date. But if you stay registered, you'll get that information straight away. Teachers, by the way, we're going to be sending you some feedback about this particular session, keeping in mind all the technical issues, so that we can get some more information about from you about how we can make these even better in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Tim. And thank you to everyone for being part of this Student Creativity Challenge event. Here is Rob the Robot again to close out the session. See you later, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. See ya.
Bye.
Well, we do hope you've enjoyed this Student Creativity Challenge from Adobe. Make sure you submit your completed challenge via this link or QR code for a chance at winning an Adobe sticker or even an Adobe stylus for the most creative work. If we don't see you again at another challenge, we do encourage you to keep using Adobe Express and other Adobe software whenever you're creating a digital presentation for school, for your family, for friends, or just for fun. The more you use the tools, the better you'll get. Bye for now, and don't forget to keep being creative.